I'm Sold Off the Code Drop, and today we're going to start with the CSS project for our CSS videos. And as you can see that it's been 7 weeks into the quarantine and now I look like this. So let's get started with our project and let's open our Visual Studio Code. So first we're gonna have a look at the folder. So folder consists of two files. The first is index.html and then the style.css. And the third folder is a wireframe folder in which I've included some wireframes which you can use while making the project yourself to get an idea of what we actually have to develop. So what we're going to do in first project is that we are going to make an chat website or chat application which will be actually a mobile thing. So this is going to be a responsive website. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now we have opened our folder in Visual Studio Code and you can see that we have this index.html file and style.css file. So these two files are important. Now let's add our boilerplate in the index file. After this, you're going to go to the head tag and here we'll link the style sheet in the HTML file. So there's going to be link tag and it is going to be href style.css, name of your CSS file, and then type is going to be text \css and relationship or rel is equals to style sheet. So once we do that, we have linked our style sheet to the HTML file. So to see that in action, let's just add an h1 tag and say hi, it's first heading right there, and let's go live. So once we are live, you can see that we have this page which has normal style, the browser provided style. Now we'll go to our style.css tag right here and we'll add this h1 tag and we'll style it. So let's just change the font family to Calibri. There we go. And once we refresh the page, you can see that our heading has changed, the font style has changed. So this is because we have linked the CSS file and the HTML file, and we're going to use linking of these CSS and HTML file for projects because projects normally consist of more than a few lines of CSS code. So let's get back to our HTML file, and what we're going to do is we have decided we're going to make a chat application. So let's just go through the wireframes once and see what the pages are going to look like. So let's go to wireframe folder and here you can see that we have different types of screens. So first let's go to the login page. So the login page is going to look like this. We're going to name our application as Dechat. So it's just for decentralized chat, doesn't mean anything. So there's the home screen, the index file which will load when a user goes to the website because we don't have any additional information about the website. We just want the action, the messaging thing. So we're going to redirect the users directly to the login page, and this is how a sign up page will look. So this is the sign up page, and after this you can see that we have this proceed button and we have this login button, and when we click on proceed then the user goes to the home screen. So let's just see home screen once, and there's the home screen. We'll have options for messaging, calls and highlights. So we're not going to work with highlights for now because that involves JavaScript. So it's going to go with messaging and calls. We're going to make this list which will have contact names and what previous messages we have sent. So this is it, and we have a top nav right there, Dechat, and after this we have this plus icon, and when clicked on this plus icon we can send messages to new contacts. So we're not going to implement this now because that's a JavaScript thing. It's just going to concentrate on CSS now. So let's do that, and then we have this calls page. It's similar to messaging, and this we have this time here and we'll see what kind of call it was. Was it a voice call? It was a video call. So it was the calls thing, and then we have this chat room. So chat room is basically what you have messaged the other person and what they have replied back. So this is basically the chat room, which this is what we call a chat room, and this is basically what the layout of chat room will be for our application. Now with these things in mind, let's go to our index file now, and we're going to start with the login page. So our index file, as I said, that it will be the login page because we want the users directly come to the login page. If they want additional information, we can add a FAQ link or a contact link in the bottom of this login page itself. So let's start with the login page itself. Now the first thing which you saw, let's keep the wireframes in the loop so that we can know what we are doing. So the first thing you can see that we have this Dechat written in heading 1 and then the tagline. So the tagline may be H5 or H6. So let's do that. The first thing we want to do is we want to make a grid for it. So let's make a grid. So in a grid, the most important thing is a row, because the row from here on begins a new row. So from here on, the properties of previous rows will not be applied. So this is really row, and inside of row we want different column sizes. So let's just make it column and large. Let's go with a size of 9 columns. We're going to with 9 columns, so let's go with large 9, medium 9, and small 9. So we're going to add our heading here, and our heading is going to be Dechat. So just keep in mind that I'm using this name Dechat. You can use any other name you want. It's not important to use Dechat, just make it anything you want. So Dechat, and after this we have our heading 3, which is, let's just take a look at it, connect to your loved one securely. So connect to your loved ones securely. So again, this tagline is related to the application which I'm making. So it depends on your application, and tagline can be different. It doesn't matter. It's just to show how we do that. So let's go live from here, and we'll need this browser window right inside, right with us. Let's open it. So you can see that we have this Dechat written there and connect to your loved ones. So now we want to keep the text in center, and also we want to make the font larger. So for doing that, let's just delete all the styles which we previously used. The first thing we want to do is we want to make that the row thing, and row is an important part of a grid. So it is going to have a width of 90%. You can have width more than this, and then we'll have a margin auto, so it's going to make all the elements come in center, and then we'll have display block right there. So these are the 3 properties, and using these you can make rows for your websites. Now let's go to our second thing, which were columns. So our column were in sizes of large 9, medium 9, small 9. I'm just going to make it in front of you so you can actually also learn how to make grids using CSS. Now first of all, we want to make this column class, and the column class will just have display inline block. That's it. I think that's it for column. Now we are going to the large property now. Let's do that. So first of all, we'll have this large 9, and the important thing to keep in mind is that for different screen sizes we'll have these different large classes. So we just need one property, which is width, and for large 9, since we're going to 9, we need to open the calculator just a little bit, and we need to divide 99 by 9, so we get 11%. Now we did that because the width of screen is normally 100%, and we just don't want to use all other width. We just want to use 99% because it fiddles in properly with the thing we want to do. So let's go with this, and width is going to be 11% for large 9. Now we'll just copy paste this a few times. I'm going to make up this as 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're just going to increase this from the bottom to top, and adding 11 to it. So for width one we have large, for large one we have width 11%, for large 2 we'll have 22, similarly 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88 and 99. This is how you approach with your grid. So you have to take the lowermost value and you just have to keep adding it up to your next values. Now we want to have medium classes also and small classes also. So for that, what we're going to do is we want to add some media queries, and before that let's just make a large 0 also, and large 0 will have width of 0%. So what that means is that if an element has a class of large 0, it won't be displayed in larger screen sizes. So that's what it means. Okay, so this is for large. Let's add our media queries. Iterate media will have max width, let's say max width of let's go for 640 pixels, and min width, so we need to include it in the commas, min width of 240 pixels. So this will be for the smaller screens, and since it's for the phones, let's go with the small media queries, and we're just going to copy all of this. We don't want different sizes from here. We'll just copy this, paste it here, and we're just gonna change all these larges to smalls. So I have made these small changes, and now our classes are small 9 to small 0 doing the same thing. Small 9 will have the highest width, small 0 will mean that it won't be displayed in phones, and all of the rest are all of the rest. So now I think that this might be enough, but we'll just go with one more media classes, and that is going to be for tablet size devices. So min width is going to be 641 pixels. Just keep in mind that it is just one more than what we had for the small classes. So our max width for small classes was 640. Min width of our medium class is going to be 41 pixels, and max width of 1024 pixels. So mostly let's go for 1023 pixels, because mostly the desktop windows are not smaller than 1024 pixels. So if there is this chance, then it will automatically go to the medium size. Now let's just copy this from here again, and we'll just rename it to medium now. Okay, so we're done with that. So what this means is that we have completed our grid. Now our page is going to follow a grid which we have just designed. So let's go here, and actually let's add a few more classes here. So .ta center, which will be text line center. So obviously you know what you're going to do, text line center, and .ta right, text align right. Now these are important things because you'll be using them just right here, because we want our h1 to be in center. So our class is TA center, and as you can see that our Dechat, the name of the app, has now come in center, and we'll do this with h3 also because we want the tagline to be coming in center too. Let's just do that, and you can see that it has come in center too. Now we want to style h1 and h3. These are not looking good, obviously. So what we're going to do is we'll set a few rules which are going to be followed for the whole project. So the first rule we're going to do is we'll make a body tag. Inside of it, our font family is going to remain same till we say it should be different. Okay, so let's just go with Seiko UI right there. So till we say that change the font to something else, it's going to remain Seiko UI. Okay, this was the first thing you want to do, and the second thing you want to do is you want to set a color. So our color is going to be black till we say to be it in another color. So this is some basic rules you want to follow, and after this let's go with our h1 tag. So in our h1 tag we'll add font size of, let's say, 36 pixels. And if you're making a responsive website, I recommend doing that in a small screen, so you can know that in smaller screens it's going to work properly. So let's just go to developer mode, and I recommend going with the S5 because that's the smallest screen you can go with. So let's just do that. Let me increase the size here, and you can see that it's working fine in this S5 thing. Now we're going to increase the size of H3 also. So let's just type here H3, and in H3 we want to set the font size as, let's increase the font size a little bit. Let's go with 24 pixels. Now this is working great, right? So what we're going to do is we'll just leave it right there. We have this, and what we're going to do is we want to add a background color to it. So you can see that in our wireframe the background is a bit too dark, but we don't want the background for our app to be that dark. So we'll just set it to a lighter shade of white. So let's go with hash of EF, and we're going to go with hash F3, F3, F3. So you can see that it's white, but it has some gray element to it also, and it will work perfectly for our purpose. Now let's do that, and here we have it. You can see that we have some similarity going around here. We don't have actual correspondings, one-to-one correspondings, but we have this similarity. So if you want actual corresponding, let's just increase this. Let's make it 96 pixels right there, and let's make it 36 pixels. There we go. You have the similarity, the correspondingness between these wireframe and the browser right there. Okay, so this was the first part, and now we have to make this username password fields. So let's just go back to our index file. Here, now we'll make another division in the same row, and it's going to be class column. Again, we're going to be large 9, medium 9, and small 9. Actually, we don't need large 9 for desktops, so we'll go with large 6 and medium maybe 7. So small, we need the whole width of the page. Now what we're going to do is we'll make a form. And we'll add input first, input of type text, and we'll give a break, and after that we'll add the label, and label is going to be username or phone number. So your labels can be different. You can use username or mobile number, you can use username or email address, you can use only email address or only username, doesn't matter. Let's just go to our browser window to see how it's translating in the page. Okay, so we have this input field right here, and we have this label. Now what are not looking good. So what we're going to do is we'll add an input of type equals text in our CSS file, and we're going to style it. So first of all, we'll set all of its border as none. So you can see that we don't have any border. After this, we'll set just border bottom, nothing else. And border bottom is going to have 2 pixels of width. It's going to be solid, and it will have a color of, again, 1E, which is black right there. And we'll set the background as transparent because we want it to blend in with the environment like that. Now we have this background right here. There we go. And what we're going to do is we want to move it in a center, I guess. And what we're going to do is we want to increase the width of this input field a little bit. So we'll just add a width property right here, and let's set the width to 80%. And now let's style our label. So in our label, what we want is the font should be bolder. So we'll add font weight and say bold here, and we're going to change the font family for our field, for our label, and let's change the font family to Calibri. there, and we have it. We have changed our font style to Calibri. Now there's enough for label, I think. So we're just going to decrease the font size of the label, because font size should be at least 12 pixels, I guess. It's too small, so let's go with 14 pixels. And yeah, we have this perfect match. Now we have an Dechat logo, then we have this tagline, and after that we have our username or password thing. So we have this input field. Now we want to just copy this right there, and we'll add this type as password, and we'll set it label as password 2. There we go. Now you can see that our style has changed again for the input type of password. So what we'll do is we'll just set one more style right here. So after input of type text, we'll add a comma and we'll say input of type equals password. There we go. Now we have the same style for the different type of input types, and we'll add a few BRs after the label to keep some distance between the two fields. Okay, I think we need 2 BRs only, and we'll add a BR here also. So this is how you do that. Now we are almost completing our login page. So what we're going to do is, after this label, we'll just add 2 more BRs, and we're going to make our login button. So our button is going to have type of submit, right? And our button will say log in. So we have our button right there in the corner, you can see it here. So we're going to style that now, and let's code our style.css to do that. So our button, let's add a class to it. Let's add a class of submit right here. Class of submit. Okay, so our button of class submit is going to have the following properties. First of all, it will also have width of 80%, so it matches the width of the input fields, and then it will have a height of, let's say, 40 pixels at least. Okay, and now we'll change the font size of the button, and the font size is going to be 28 pixels, so it's visible. And we'll set our background as, let's say, a light shade of aqua. I guess aqua is not looking good, so let's just go with a different color. Let's go with this color picker right here, and let's go with the shade of blue. Okay, and we'll set its color as #FFF. There's this white color. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we want to remove the border. So let's set border as none. Okay, so there's no border now around our button, and I guess that's it. So you can see that our input fields and buttons are not aligned properly. They are not in central, and it doesn't look good. So what we'll do is we'll make one more class. We'll say center, and it will be used to centrally align all the items. So let's just go right here after the body tag, and we'll add our class center. So it will have just 2 properties. Okay, so first property is going to be, it's going to be a display block thing, and second is that it will have a margin of auto. Now these 2 things are enough to make anything centrally aligned if it's an object. For text we have this TA center tag, the CA center class, but for objects we need this center class is just made. So we're going to apply this class to our form, and form of class center, and now you can see that our form is centrally aligned. So this is the login form which we have made, and this was all setting up for the project so we can make things easier and faster for the next phase of the project. And that will be the end of the video. We have made our login form. After this, we have just one thing left, and that is just, you don't have an account, then sign up. So let's just go back to our code. Let's just add an h3 again right here, and we'll have an a tag inside of it which will say don't have an account, sign up. So we don't need the whole text to be a link, we just need this sign up thing to be link. Let's just make this link right here. There we go. And you can see that we have this and it's not looking good because it's too large. So let's go with an H5 and let's add some style for this H5 after this H3. So H5 will have style of font size equals 24 pixels or maybe 20 pixels. Yeah, there we go. And one more thing, that we haven't added a font size for input fields, so let's add it right here now. And the font size for the input field is going to be 16 pixels. There we go. Okay, so this is all is setting up for our application, and this is all setting up for the project. So we have made our setup, we have made our login page, and using this we can build upon it and we can improve our project and we can make all the other pages easier and faster because of this grid layout we're going to use. And this will be the end of the video. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you loved it, and I will see you on the next episode of the Code Drop. Bye for now.